Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. This is A-Team Adventures. This week we are coming to you from beautiful Colorado and we are going to be going to A-Basin and Copper Mountain. Make sure to subscribe if you like travel content and especially skiing, snowboarding content in the winter. So on this trip, we are using our Icon passes, primarily going to Icon Resorts since that's the pass that we have. And A-Basin and Copper are two really great resorts on the Icon Pass. You get 5 days at A-Basin and unlimited access at Copper. So we wanted to go check out A-Basin first, and it really does have some truly spectacular views up there. It's a very high elevation resort, so getting up there, you go up Loveland Pass or back around through Dillon, but it is absolutely gorgeous and very, very high elevation. We actually spent the night up at the top of Loveland Pass, which is a whopping 11,991 feet tall. Very high elevation, and we were lucky not to get any altitude sickness. In the morning, we headed down the road, and there was actually quite a bit of cars in front of us, but luckily most of them were not going to A-Basin. So we had most of the resort to ourselves and never waited in a line while we were there. We were not there on a powder day, it was just a normal groomer day, but it was nice to kind of get a lay of the land and check everything out while you could actually see our surroundings and see the beautiful mountains around us. And even though there was no fresh snow, it was still great conditions and it was not icy at all. Something I really liked about the resort was how close the parking was to the lifts. This parking was free on the weekdays and it's right up next to the lifts, so it makes it really easy to have lunch in your car or whatever you want to do. A-Basin features a vertical rise of 2,270 feet and a summit elevation of 13,050 feet. There are 1,428 accessible acres and an average snowfall of 350 inches. The resort is known for its very steep runs, and a good majority of their runs are above tree line. And I wouldn't necessarily recommend A-Basin for beginners because only 7% of their terrain is greens, 20% blue, 49% black, and 24% double black. But all in all, it is a very great resort and worth a stop, even if it's just for the views. So after our time at A-Basin, we ended up finding a campsite over closer to Copper. We were camped at this trailhead for a couple nights, and it also had spectacular views. Summit County in Colorado is just truly spectacular. The views are insane. If you've never been, I definitely recommend making a trip out west because it is so beautiful. Next up is Copper Mountain, and we actually spent 2 days here riding, and we had a great time. Here we are riding the Chondola, which has gondola cars and chairs on it. And Copper Mountain definitely has a real big mountain feel with 2,527 skiable acres. So our first day here was a groomer day, so we mostly really just hung out on blues and a couple blacks, riding some of the main chairlifts, and lines were not a concern because it was midweek. At Copper, they have 25% green runs, 24% intermediate runs, 34% blacks, and 17% double blacks. And that is out of 150 trails. And Copper's summit elevation is 12,1312 feet, so it is also very high. So now we're on to our second day at Copper Mountain, which was a powder day. It was also a Saturday, so it was quite a bit busier. Being a weekend powder day, obviously it's going to be busy and things are going to get skied out fast. But we were able to find lots of pockets of powder, and we always get there early, so we're some of those people that are skiing stuff out fast. And at this point in the season, they did not have the large bowl areas open yet, and because of the fresh snow, they have two blasts for avalanches, so it's going to delay getting some of the higher elevation, steeper runs open. So we just took what we could get and rode some powder. It was very cold, so it was kind of icy underneath, but it was still awesome. I mean, a powder day is a powder day. It's hard to complain about that. And on this day, we spent pretty much the whole day riding the Resolution chair, which there was no line even on a Saturday, because this goes to pretty much all advanced terrain and expert terrain. And the only groomed run on this side of the mountain is Hodson's Cut, which we rode quite a few times. There was powder on top of the groomer, but we were also going into the trees and going on some mogul runs. The moguls were definitely icy underneath, but that did not stop us. And all in all, we had a really great time at both A-Basin and Copper. Definitely resorts you need to check out if you are a skier or snowboarder. Colorado is a must-do in your lifetime. And neither of these resorts allow overnight parking for Vanlifers, so we had to find our own campsites around, which isn't easy in the winter, but it's not impossible. So we were able to kind of figure that out, and it is possible for Vanlifers or anyone to be able to explore these resorts. We were here on January 18th, and while it hasn't been the best season for Colorado, we have found lots of snow and have found it plenty enjoyable, even though the locals say it's a bad year. Being from the East Coast, we really will take what we can get out here, so the conditions for us were great. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, let us know, would you go to Colorado? Have you been already? Our next video, we're going to be going into the backcountry, so subscribe!